Hey guys, it's ITSU first battle, and well, this is basically just gonna be like an introduction or whatever. I'm part of the Dark Renaissance at the moment on Purple Surge, who's led by Frosty Pixie. Check her out; she's gotten a lot better from when like her older battles or whatever. But yeah, and I'm just got into like Wi-Fi battling. I battled a lot on like Pokemon Online and shit. So whatever, let's get into this. I thought he was going to switch because I have no clue what mag mortars sets do. So then I just go straight for the substitute, and then I go for the protect, which didn't really work out. Well, which helped me in the long run, you'll see what I mean. And then I just go straight for the scald, because I figured it would kill, and it did. So now he brings out Samurai. I go for protect to scout what move he's going to do. And it ends up being Mega Horn, so I'm like, okay, what can I switch in that would take it safely? So I decided to bring in Dragonite since it could pretty much take any hit and live with multi-scale. And he goes for the Aqua Jet, which is kind of like, it was a good play on my part since the multi-scale made it do like enough damage where I couldn't recover it back with lefties. So he brings out Registeel. I go for the Thunder. And then I go for the Thunder Wave. And I'm pretty sure he was going to Seismic Toss here or whatever. So it didn't really matter much at all. And now I switch in to Toxicroak because I figured he would go for a Seismic Toss or whatever. But he goes for the Thunder Wave, which was a bad play on my part since I have no clue like what these sets are. Especially since I never did like UU or anything other than like OU and 4th generation. So he brings out his Uxie, which is really weak, as you'll see soon. And I go for the substitute, predicting a switch. And he keeps going for the Combine. I got Parahax on the first turn, but now I get a Bulk Up off, which is pretty nice. And yeah, so he goes for the Shadow Ball here, and it breaks my sub. But I'm like, whatever. I think I go for another Bulk Up. But I get paralyzed, so. Yeah, and then I get paralyzed again on the Sucker Punch, so this is like a major hacks right here. But that Shadow Ball did like nothing. It did less than half, which I think is a crazy amount. So now he goes for the Calm Mind again, hoping that it'll do more. And I go for an extra bulk up, so I am at +2. He's at +3 or whatever. And he goes straight for the Shadow Ball again, where I don't know why he wouldn't have Psychic or whatever. And he gets even more hacks. He gets the Special Defense drop. But I mean, like, whatever. So I'm really just hoping that Sucker Punch actually hits and doesn't get me paralyzed. But I'm paralyzed, so that's a little, bull. But whatever. It didn't really affect the outcome, but it would have made my score against him a lot better. But I mean, yeah, so he goes for Thunder Wave on my Nature, and then I get paralyzed again there. He goes for the Hidden Power, and I get paralyzed. Yeah, second one. But I mean, like, whatever. Sorry, I'm a little bit laggy, but I live with 10 HP, so that's pretty good. Then I get my stealth rocks up since he got paralyzed. For once, he gets paralyzed hacks. And now I bring in my Choice Band Doug Trio, which is really just a weather counter. And he goes for a Shadow Ball, +3 Shadow Ball. It doesn't even kill it, or it doesn't even put it in red. So that was like amazing for me. I get another Night Slash, and I mean, this is where it counted. He got paralyzed again, and that was game changing right there. But I guess it kind of balances out for like all of the hacks that he got on me against my Toxicroak. So knowing that not knowing if he was gonna switch or not, I just decided to well, not knowing if he could switch or not, I just decided to go for the Night Slash again since I'm banded. So he goes for the rest here and has a Chesto Berry, which I think is a little odd or whatever, instead of just having like a Lumberry. But then I'm just basically sacrificing my Politoed here, And yeah, I'm going for like scalds or whatever. And this is where those protects paid off before, right? Because it does as much as your level is. So I go for another protect. So now my lefties makes me 104, so I could take 2 more hits, and he doesn't have leftovers. So I think that was a good play on my part, but it's not up to me, it's up to you. And this, I think this was a bad play by him. I go for the Scald again, and I get the burn, which didn't really matter. But he goes for the Stealth Rock, like I was going to switch out. Which, I mean, I guess that might have helped, but, like, because he knows that I have the multi-scale Dragonite, so I guess that was a decent play, but he could have just rested there and then done it, so I didn't think that was too good of a play. And, okay, I make, like, a really dumb play, so I go out to, like, my Latios or whatever, thinking that he's gonna, like, Cotton Guard up, but he goes for the Draco Meteor. I'm really guessing that he was Specs or whatever. So, whatever. But, so yeah, I basically just sacrificed him. And I'm going out to, my choice band, Doug Trio. And he switches out to, his Uxie, and I just go straight for the Stone Edge. Or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, whatever, fodder. Bullshit. And he brings out his Hitmontop, and fearing the Mach Punch, I switch out. And I go out to my Politoed just as a fodder, since he has like really low HP anyway, and terrible defenses. Whatever. So now I bring out my Charlie Sheen. You know, he's banging 7 Gram Rocks, and thinking he was gonna outspeed me. He goes for like the close combat or something like that. But I outspeed him somehow. I guess he's like super slow. I don't even know. I don't have much speed or whatever. But now he brings out Altaria, and basically I make a risk here. I go for the Roost, but I wasn't expecting to outspeed him, so I could get my multi-scale up. And he goes for the Specs Draco Meteor. I'm guessing he's Specs now. And that, look at how much that did. That did like nothing for multi-scale against a Specs ×2 effectiveness or whatever. But yeah, I Roost again. And he goes for another Draco Meteor, but I avoided it. It didn't really matter in the long run, because I could just Roost it again. And he switches out. And he goes out to his Samurai again. And then I just go straight for the Hurricane, thinking that he would have stayed in. And I get the Confuse, which also didn't really matter. Like, all my hacks didn't really matter this game. And then I go straight for the Thunder here. So I guess he pretty much gave up here. And I mean, I guess he was hoping for a speed tie, so I went straight for the Draco Meteor again. And I just pwned him with a Hurricane. So that is the game. Rate, comment, subscribe. You know, all that shit.